Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the third annual Wild Card event, and tonight we have got 32 of the best Diecast Monster Trucks ready to go head-to-head in side-by-side racing competition, all trying to become the Wild Card champion. Bigfoot, USA 1, Monster Patrol, Gravedigger, Tropical Thunder, and Medusa, all your favorite monster trucks are here, and they are all ready to compete right here in the dirt for you fans here tonight. Who's going to come out on top as the 2022 Wild Card champion? We're about to find out here shortly. Pit party's getting wrapped up, and this capacity crowd is excited to see some great racing competition done by our MTA drivers right here tonight. They're getting suited up, they're getting dialed in and ready to go. Qualifying's already been determined, and we have got some great racing action coming up for you right here, right now in round one, kicking off the third ever Wild Card event. Now, as we kick off round one competition, we're going to take you down closer to the track. There you see in the shutdown area, MTA track crew has put down a substantial amount of cars to keep these trucks from hitting the wall. Plus, there's going to be a little pool there in the center of the track. Hopefully the drivers can stay out of it. And our first two contenders is Corey Marvin and Eradicator taking on Ethan Wagner in the old Cyclops machine. Now remember, Cyclops, the body was fitted to the old Rampage truck, and it brought him great success as he took home the And Justice for All championship last month. Now he takes on Corey Marvin in his brand new ride, the Chevrolet in the far lane, Eradicator. Who's going to round two to kick off Wild Card? Now down the straight stretch, they're even, up and over no man's land. Corey Marvin in trouble, and Ethan Wagner will come back on him in the big end. Cyclops will move on to round two, and Eradicator is on the trailer, kicking off the Wild Card event here tonight. And next up here in round one, Justin Lamb in Midnight Rider picking up his first ever Thursday Night Thunder championship just a couple of weeks ago. He is back in action here tonight in Midnight Rider in the far lane. Over here in the near lane is newcomer to the MTA circuit, Bethany, Kilby, and Wildflower looking for success here tonight in round one. Here's a green light down the straight stretch. Midnight Rider with a lead. Wildflower coming back, and maybe Bethany, Kilby, and Wildflower may have just come back on Justin Lamb right there in the shutdown area. Coming across the last set of cars, putting the hammer down, your winner. Looking at the photo finish, the newcomer, Bethany, Kilby, and Wildflower. We'll see her back in round two. Now next up in round one, downtown Mitch Brown in the Bigfoot Ford out of Pacific, Missouri, looking for another big victory here tonight. He was the 2022 Maximum Carnage champion in that very truck. He is now taking on Mike Council in the Samson Chevrolet, staged over here in the near lane. Ford versus Chevrolet at Wild Card. Now there's a green light. Even off the line, slight lead to Mitch Brown. Samson turns it over, and downtown Mitch Brown and Bigfoot get the win here in round one at Wild Card. The old Ford's looking strong. Kicking off the event here tonight, Samson turns it over here in round one. Now next up in round one, a longtime veteran, James VAILLANCOURT in Liquidator, now set to take on Joseph Nelson in Mindblower. He had such great success just a couple of months ago on Thunder. Mindblower now staged in the far lane, but the old-timer, James VAILLANCOURT, has not won a big event win since Redemption 2020. Looking to reclaim it here tonight. Here's the green light now. Mindblower and Liquidator down the stretch. Up and over no man's land here, and Mindblower's out of shape. And the veteran and James VAILLANCOURT will get the win over the rookie Joseph Nelson in the far lane. Liquidator will be back in round two competition here at the Wild Card event. And next up here in round one, we've got the Iceman, Jeffrey Skipper, in his brand new Army Monster Truck staged over here in the far lane. He took home this event win last year, looking to have history repeat itself here tonight. But over here in the near lane, Kieran Adams and Casper, the old Toyota, staged here in the near lane. Who's going to round two? There's the green light now. Kieran's got a slight lead, and Casper up and over no man's land here. And barely getting across the finish line is Kieran Adams and Casper. A tough break for last year's champion. Army is on the trailer. Now next up here in round one, we've got Peanut returning in Max D. He is now set to take on Ethan Medlin and Max D Ice. Now this race was requested by Ethan Medlin himself. Both trucks are staged here in round one competition. Which Max D goes on to round two? We're about to find out, ladies and gentlemen, which is going to be the superior Max D here tonight. Both trucks staged at the line. Who's going to round two? There's the green light. Looks like Max D Ice has a lead off the line. Up and over no man's land here, and what a race, and Medlin turns it over in the end. Both trucks going across the finish line almost identically at the same time. Both drivers letting it all hang out and we have got a photo finish. Your winner is Peanut in the far lane in Max D. Had Ethan Medlin not hit that bus stack, he may have just taken the race home. But next up in round 1, it's your boy Shaggy, Matt CHEEVER, Gravedigger the Legend out of Poplar Branch, North Carolina. He is staged now in the far lane. Gravedigger the Legend looking good. He is now set to take on KLETKE in King Crunch, the brand new Chevrolet out of Spring, Texas. Here's the green light now down the straight stretch. They're even up and over no man's land, and we got a race here. And both trucks letting it all hang out. And KLETKE in the King Crunch Chevrolet letting Matt CHEEVER know he is here to play at the wild card event. King Crunch looking strong. We are going to go back down and take a look at an MTA replay and try to figure out who won the race. Both of them down the straight stretch, hanging door handle to door handle. Right here over no man's land, hitting that first jump, hanging even with each other. They come across the last set of cars to the finish line. Your winner, KLETKE in King Crunch over Shaggy in Gravedigger the Legend. Now next up here in round 1, from Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, Mike CANZONERI in the 40th anniversary Gravedigger. He's staged over here in the far lane. He is now set to take on Aiden Johnson in the Lumberjack Machine, staged in the near lane. One of these drivers is going on to round 2. This one ought to be a barn burner here tonight. Gravedigger taking on Lumberjack. Here's the green light now down the straight stretch. Both of them are hanging even up and over no man's land here, and what a race it is. Coming across the finish line there, it's going to come down to a photo finish because I'm not sure from up here in the booth who took home this win. Aiden Johnson hanging right there with the old Gravedigger in the far lane. Going down to the photo finish, your winner, Mike CANZONERI and Gravedigger's coming back for round 2. Lumberjack gave him a run for his money nonetheless, but next up in round 1, the brand new Mountaineer coming to the line. Chantel Bailey behind the wheel, now set to take on Charlie Stevens in Blue Thunder, staged over here in the near lane. A quick backstory about the Mountaineer, that is the same chassis setup that she had previously, just with a brand new body, a new look for the West Virginia Mountaineer, staged now in the far lane. Who's going on to round 2 competition? Mountaineer taking on Blue Thunder now down the straight stretch. Mountaineer with a slight lead, and Chantel turns it over there in no man's land, and it'll be Charlie Stevens and Blue Thunder taking home the win. I venture to say Mountaineer would have had the win, but tanked the bus stack there in the center of the track, cost her to the win here tonight. And next up in round 1, the old-time veteran, Rich Wagner in the Wild Hair Chevrolet now coming back to the line, now set to take on Nugget, driving Crustacean, which is staged in the near lane. And old Rich Wagner in Wild Hair wants to get another big win here tonight to add to his resume. The Chevrolet looks to be running strong there in qualifying. What's Nugget got for him in Crustacean, staged in the near lane? We're about to find out. Green light goes down, Wild Hair with a slight lead now. Crustacean trying to come back on him, getting bobbing up there, turns it over, and Wagner gets out of shape in the shutdown area, but nonetheless gets the win. And Nugget has rolled Crustacean, a bad bounce there in no man's land, sent him over into the center of the track. Going back now to an MTA replay, right here off the jump, you see Rich Wagner and Wild Hair starting to pull a lead on Crustacean. Nugget knows he's in trouble right here. Watch him clear no man's land, smacks the first set of cars. A bad bounce gets him out of shape and turns the truck over just before the little pull there at the end of the track. Wild Hair moving on, and next up in round 1, the rookie sensation from the June season of Thunder, Rudy ZILAGYI in his Rage Machine, stage now in the far lane. He is now set to take on the man who made it all the way to the finals at the Injustice for All event, Jason Wook and Prowler, stage now in the near lane. One of these drivers is going on to round 2, and both drivers are hungry. Here's the green light now down the straight stretch. Wook got him off the line. Rage trying to come back on him, and Jason Wook with a wild ride. But Rudy ZILAGYI and Rage picking up the win here in round 1. Jason Wook got out of shape. He saved the truck from going over, but did not cross the finish line. Your winner, Rudy ZILAGYI and Rage, here in round 1. And next up, we have got Brian PRAZAK and the Monster Patrol Chevrolet, now set to take on a Thunder rival here, Nathan Smith and Monster Mutt, staged now in the near lane. We've got Monster Mutt and Monster Patrol. One of these monsters is going on to round 2. We're about to find out which monster it's going to be. Both trucks now staged at the line. Who's going to round 2? Here's the green light now down the straight stretch. They're even up and over no man's land here. We got a race, but Brian PRAZAK and Monster Patrol pulls it out in the end. We'll see him back in round 2. The Monster Patrol Chevrolet looking strong here in round 1 competition. And next up here at the Wild Card event, a debuting brand new USA 1 Chevrolet driven by JAYLEN Buford. He is always willing to lay it all on the line here at these big events. We're about to find out what he can do in this brand new USA 1. Now set to take on an old-time rival. Ryan Johnson now behind the wheel of the U.S. Air Force Afterburner, ready to go in the near lane. Who's going to round two? Here's the green light now down the straight stretch. Two old-time rivals hanging it out here, up and over, and Ryan Johnson rolls the truck over. And Jaylen Buford, the brand new USA 1, laying down a bad fast pass. He is putting Ryan Johnson on the trailer early here tonight. Let's go down and take a look at the replay. Right here off the line, both trucks leave hard. They're hanging even down the straight stretch. Watch right here, coming up and over no man's land. Ryan Johnson airing that bad boy out, hits the side of the jump into the bus stack, and just cartwheels the truck right on over. Now the MTA track crew and officials are down there to flip the U.S. Air Force Afterburner back over, and it looks like some substantial damage done to the rear end of the truck, and this track has been tearing up these trucks here tonight. And like we said at the beginning of the show, the track is going to be a driver's course all night long, and Jaylen Buford in USA 1 laying down a bad fast pass. There you see the damage done to the U.S. Air Force Afterburner on the trailer tonight for Ryan Johnson. Now next up here in round one, old Chad Legit, too legit in the Tropical Thunder Machine, now coming to the line to take on the Cowboy from Hell and four-time Thursday Night Thunder champion, Timothy Cantwell and Bounty Hunter, staged over here in the near lane. Now Chad Legit and Tropical Thunder would want nothing more than to get a big event win here tonight. Let's see what he's got against Bounty Hunter. Here's the green light now down the straight stretch. Slight lead to Bounty Hunter. Tropical Thunder's in trouble. Turns it over across the last set of cars. Chad Legit in trouble. And the win goes to Timothy Cantwell and Bounty Hunter. He is moving on to round two competition here at the Wild Card event. A tough break for Chad Legit and Tropical Thunder. Now next up here in round one, Austin Arabia bringing Stinger Unleashed back to the line, now set to take on Raylan Mullins in the Medusa Ford, now staged here in the near lane. Now we haven't seen Austin Arabia out here in quite some time. He wants to put Stinger Unleashed on top in the winner's circle right here at the Wild Card event here tonight. Who's moving on to round two competition? Stinger Unleashed taking on Medusa. Both trucks staged. Here's the green light now. Medusa got him up the line, trying to hold him back, coming over no man's land. Stinger turns it over. Medusa may have crossed the finish line just ahead of Stinger Unleashed. We aren't sure. We're going down to an MTA photo finish to see who won this race. And it's going to be Austin Arabia upside down and Stinger Unleashed. Hopefully he'll be back for round two. But now as we close out round one here at Wild Card, FEFE KAYRES in the Snakebite Ford out of Pacific, Missouri, now set to take on Mike Lanford in a refurbished Outlaw Ford staged over there in the far lane. Has the flotation tires on it. Did a little bit of chassis adjustment. Looking to do good things in a refurbished Outlaw monster truck. Who's moving on to round two? Snakebite takes on the Outlaw. Both truck stage. Here's the green light now down the straight stretch. Outlaw's got a lead. Snakebite's in trouble and turns it over. And Mike Lanford in the Outlaw Ford in the far lane picks up the win over Snakebite here to close out round one at the Wild Card event. Can't wait to see the old Outlaw back for round two competition here tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, we are moving right along with the Wild Card event. Round two coming up next. And we're going to have Wildflower take on Cyclops. Both trucks look bad, fast, and strong in round one. Ethan Wagner and Cyclops, last month's champion at Injustice for All, now set to take on newcomer to the scene, Bethany, Kilby, and Wildflower. And again, both trucks looking strong in round one competition. The question is, who's moving on to round three here at Wild Card? Both trucks stays at the line. Here's the green light now. Wildflower pulls a strong lead on Cyclops, up and over the cars. Wildflower turns it over. Wagner's up on the wall. But it looked like Ethan Wagner and Cyclops picked up the win over the rookie and Wildflower as she puts on a wild ride here at Wild Card. The rookie is upside down. A tough break for her here tonight. She was definitely going for it, and they've got the truck rolled back over. There you see snapped off the left front tire, maybe a little bit of transmission damage. Who knows what's going on? The crew is going to be thrashing to bring back Wildflower for our next event. But next up, here at Wild Card, James VAILLANCOURT, the veteran in the Liquidator Ford, now set to take on downtown Mitch Brown in the Bigfoot Ford out of Pacific, Missouri. He is your 2022 Maximum Carnage champion, now set to take on the 2020 Redemption champion. Two Fords going head-to-head here in round two down the straight. Mitch Brown's got a slight lead. Liquidator's in trouble and turns it over. Both of them got in trouble there in the last section of the course. Mitch Brown, however, saved the Bigfoot Ford. VAILLANCOURT came up a little bit short, turned the truck over there in the far lane. A great race nonetheless, just a tough break for the veteran there in Liquidator. Now coming up next here in round 2 at Wild Card, Max D's very own Peanut coming back to the line. He is now set to take on the Toyota and Casper. Kieran Adams coming back now in the far lane this time. He is ready to take on old Peanut and Maximum Destruction out of Paxton, Illinois. We're about to find out who's going on to round 3 here at Wild Card. Both trucks again looking strong in round 1. Who's going to round 3? Stage now. Here's the green light down the straight stretch. They're fairly even. Up and over no man's land here. It looks like Peanut gets out of shape on that first stack of cars. Kieran Adams and Casper get the win here at round 2 competition. We'll see him back in Casper. In round 3 here at Wild Card, Peanut and Max D are on the trailer. And next up here in round 1 at Wild Card, looks like an old TNN Motor Madness reunion. Eric KLETKE out of Spring, Texas in the brand new King Crunch Chevrolet, staged over here in the far lane, now set to take on Mike CANZONERI out of Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina in the 40th anniversary Gravedigger. 2 Chevrolets about to go head to head here in round 2 competition. Who's going to round 3? Both trucks stage. There's the green light now. Gravedigger man got him up the line. King Crunch trying to come back here, and CANZONERI. Gravedigger turns it over, and Eric KLETKE and King Crunch move on to round 3. A tough break for the old Gravedigger, who has turtled it there in the center of the track, upside down. Gravedigger's going home here tonight. King Crunch, however, does move on to round 3. And next up here in round 2, a longtime veteran, Rich Wagner, Wild Hair, the Chevrolet coming back to the line. Now set to take on newcomer to the MTA scene, Charlie Stevens in the Blue Thunder Ford, who has already taken home his very first Thursday Night Thunder Championship. He's looking to claim his big event win here tonight for his first time ever. Boat truck stage, Ford versus Chevrolet here in round 2 competition at Wild Card. Who's going on to round 3? Here's the green light now. Down the straight stretch they go. They're dead even. Up and over no man's land here. Rich Wagner's in trouble. Turns it over. And looks like Charlie Stevens was hanging right there with him coming across the finish line. Old Wagner knew he had his hands full and he was going to have to lay down a quick time pass. The rookie has that Blue Thunder running strong. Right here in the MTA replay, down the straight stretch they go. Hanging fairly even. All things change right here on this first jump. Watch Rich Wagner flying high, catches the side of the jump into the bus stack, and that's what initially rolled him over, but nonetheless does get the win over Blue Thunder. Now next up here in round 1 competition, we've got Brian PRAZAK coming back in the Monster Patrol Chevrolet, now set to take on Rudy SZILAGYI, an old-time teammate here in the near lane. The rookie sensation of the June season of Thunder, he has got Rage dialed in here tonight, looking to do good things at the Wild Card event. However, Brian PRAZAK and Monster Patrol ain't no slouch out here. He's looking to get his first big win. Here's the green light now. Monster Patrol taking on Rage, up and over no man's land here, and what a race, but Rudy SZILAGYI with a quick time pass, a smooth, clean pass for the Rage Machine in the near lane. Rudy SZILAGYI is on top of his game here tonight, knocking off Monster Patrol. And next up here in round 2, JAYLEN Buford bringing back his brand new USA 1 Chevrolet. Looks strong there in round 1. Now ready to take on the Cowboy from Hell, Timothy Cantwell and Bounty Hunter. Again, 2 former teammates from Outlaw Motorsports ready to duke it out here in round 2. Ford versus Chevrolet, 2 longtime veterans of MTA, who's going on to round 3 competition here at the 3rd annual Wild Card event. Both trucks stage now. Here's the green light. Ford versus Chevrolet. Slightly to Bounty Hunter. USA 1 coming back. Cantwell's in trouble. And Buford will pass him in the end, coming across the finish line. Bounty Hunter rolls the truck end over end. And the brand new USA 1 Chevrolet is coming back for round 3. Next up here in round 2 to close things out, Austin Arabia and Stinger Unleashed rolled the truck over earlier in round 1. Now set to take on a refurbished Outlaw Machine, now staged in the near lane this go around. Mike Lanford behind the wheel, taking over the driving duties of Outlaw. Stinger Unleashed, is he at 100%? We're about to find out. Stage now. Here's the green light down the straight stretch they go. They're hanging even. Up and over no man's land now. It looks like Stinger Unleashed will get the win over Outlaw there in the near lane. Lanford let it all hang out. However, Austin Arabia, Stinger Unleashed will be back for round 3 competition. And ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed the racing here tonight at the 3rd annual Wild Card event. I just want to remind you that coming up at the end of July, July 30th, 2022, the All-American Throwdown coming to the MTA YouTube channel. 32 of MTA's best diecast monster trucks, much like this event here tonight, are all going to be competing for the American Throwdown Championship, an event you don't want to miss coming up at the end of July. Now back here with Wild Card for round 3 competition. Up first, we are going to have Downtown Mitch Brown and Bigfoot ready to take on Ethan Wagner, last month's event winner at Injustice for All. Cyclops staged in the near lane. Bigfoot is now staged in the far lane. He was the 2022 Maximum Carnage champion. Both these drivers have a big event win thus this year. Who's going to take it home to semis tonight? Down the straight stretch they go. They're even up and over no man's land here, and both trucks let it out. Ethan Wagner turns it over, and Mitch Brown was hanging right there with him all the way across the finish line. What an incredible race. Looks like Ethan Wagner and Cyclops knew he had his hands full. Let's look at the photo finish right here. Your winner by about a tire length, Ethan Wagner, and Cyclops knocks off Bigfoot here in round 3. What an incredible race that was. But next up, Kieran Adams bringing back the Casper Toyota, now ready to take on Eric KLETKE out of Spring, Texas in the King Crunch Chevrolet. Now, Kieran Adams, better known for driving Crash Test Dummy out here on the MTA circuit, debuted the Casper machine last month. He's looking to turn things around with his luck with it tonight. Here's the green light now. King Crunch and Casper now down the straight stretch. Looks like Kieran Adams letting it hang out, and Eric KLETKE and King Crunch has turned the truck over there over that last set of cars. Got bobbled up there in no man's land, so your winner, Kieran Adams and Casper, is coming back for semifinal competition. And next up here at Wild Card, we've got the veteran Rich Wagner in the Wild Hair Chevrolet, now set to take on the rookie sensation Rudy SZILAGYI in Rage. And we want to take you back to earlier tonight when Rich Wagner was trying to chase down Blue Thunder, clips the side of the car stack into the van stack, gathers it up, and just turned the truck over right there at the finish line. The crew thrashed on the truck, tried to get him back here for round 3, and he is back in at the starting line. Rich Wagner and Wild Hair ready to go here in the near lane, and Rudy SZILAGYI, who had the fastest, smoothest pass all night long in Rage in that last round, now takes on the veteran Rich Wagner and Wild Hair. One of these drivers is going on to semifinals. Is it going to be the rookie, or is it going to be the veteran? Rage takes on Wild Hair. Here's the green light now down the straight stretch. They're hanging even. Both trucks even over the no man's land across the finish line, and I'm not sure who won the race. Rudy SZILAGYI gets into the car stack down there in the shutdown area, but what an incredible race by both drivers, Rage and Wild Hair. We're about to find out who got the win. Your winner's going to be Rudy SZILAGYI and Rage, knocking off the veteran Rich Wagner here in round 3. Now as we get set to close out round 3 competition, JAYLEN Buford looking strong in the brand new USA 1 Chevrolet, now set to take on Austin Arabia in the far lane. Stinger Unleashed. Again, we haven't seen him out here in some time. Maybe did a little R&D on the truck. Has it dialed in here tonight. But so does JAYLEN Buford in USA 1. The brand new USA 1's running great. Who's going to the semis? There's a green light down the straight stretch. They're even up and over no man's land. USA 1 turns it over. And Austin Arabia and Stinger Unleashed gathers up a round 3 victory. We'll see him back in semifinal competition, but give JAYLEN Buford the credit he deserves. The brand new USA 1 making it all the way into round 3 competition at such a huge event. And folks, we're jumping right into it. We started with 32 trucks. We are now down to 4, and it's come down to Ethan Wagner and Cyclops, ready to take on Kieran Adams to kick off semifinal competition. Kieran Adams behind the wheel of Casper, staged over there in the far lane. Ethan Wagner, Cyclops, last month's event winner at Injustice for All, looking to go 2 for 2 right here tonight. Casper takes on Cyclops. Green light goes down. Both trucks are even off the line. Some sick air by Cyclops. Casper's in trouble. Turns it over, and Ethan Wagner and Cyclops gets a huge win here in semifinal competition. Some sick air there by Ethan Wagner and Cyclops out of that near lane. We're going to go down to an MTA replay and try to figure out what happened to Casper there in the far lane. Watch right here, coming down the straight stretch. They seem fairly even. Right here, Ethan Wagner pulls the trigger, and Cyclops almost clearing no man's land. Clips the bus stack, gets it back, and look at the far lane. Kieran Adams was trying to chase him down, just caught that last set of cars wrong and rolled the truck over. So Cyclops is in the finals here tonight. But who is he going to meet there? Will it be the rookie sensation, Rudy SZILAGYI in Rage? Or is it going to be the man we haven't seen in quite some time, Austin Arabia, Stinger Unleashed, who is looking bad fast here tonight? Had that round 1 rollover. The crew seems to think the truck is back at 100%. Who's meeting Cyclops in the finals? Stinger takes on Rage. Here's the green light now. Austin Arabia's got him up the line. Rage trying to play catch up and came back on him. Rudy SZILAGYI comes back in the end. Rage is going to the finals. Austin Arabia and Stinger Unleashed caught a bad bounce on the last set of cars. shot it into the jersey wall right there, you see. And Rudy Zilagi is taking home the win. He will be in the finals, and that's what we all come here to see. 32 trucks whittled down to 2, and it's time for the finals at the 3rd annual wild card event. It's going to be Rudy Zilagi and Rage taking on last month's event winner at Injustice for All, Ethan Wagner and Cyclops. And ladies and gentlemen, both these trucks have been consistently fast all night long. But the question is, who's going to come out on top here tonight? With as fast as these trucks have been running, both trucks have ran both lanes here tonight. It's going to come down to driving skill. Wild card event championship on the line. Ethan Wagner and Cyclops, Rudy Zilagi and Rage, both trucks stage. Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime here at Wild Card. Even down the stretch, up and over no man's land. We got a race. Rudy Zilagi gets crossed up across the finish line. And I do believe your winner here tonight is going to be Ethan Wagner and Cyclops, going 2 for 2 at these big event wins here tonight at Wild Card. Let's go back and take a look at the MTA replay right here off the line. Both trucks make a clean light. Down the straight stretch they go. Maybe a slight lead to Cyclops in the far lane. Watch Rudy Zilagi right here. He gets crossed up there in no man's land. Started to shoot over into Ethan Wagner's lane. Almost clips the Cyclops machine. Nonetheless, Ethan Wagner gets it across the finish line first in a fair pass over Rudy Zilagi and Rage. And ladies and gentlemen, your winner here tonight. Congratulations to Ethan Wagner and Cyclops. You are the 3rd annual Wild Card Champion. And ladies and gentlemen, that'll wrap up the Wild Card event here tonight. Thank you all so much for coming out tonight and watching the show with us right here on the MTA YouTube channel. I thank you guys for your support and love for what we do here at Monster Truck Attitude, and I will never ever forget where we started. Thank you guys. Be sure, if you haven't already, crush that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys down the road. See you next time.
Standing tall up in victory lane, I done brought the pain and now they screaming my name. Yeah, everybody saw me rock the place. Now there's flashbulbs are popping and mics in my face. Always giving the crowd what they need. Now they're wearing my shirts front row to nosebleed. Now the crowd forms is what it's all about. Signing autographs until the lights out. Yeah, it's about that. It's about that. It's been a long time.